to some breaking news now, breaking certainly in the last hour. And Benjamin Netanyahu has won the Israeli election after the Prime Minister Yair Lapid conceded defeat. Sky's Alistair Bunkle joins us now from Jerusalem. Good evening, Alistair. Well, Benjamin Netanyahu is certainly a political survivor. He's back.
He's back indeed. The votes are still being counted, the last votes, but Yair Lapid, the outgoing Prime Minister, has clearly concluded that almost 48 hours after the poll closed, it is a done deal, it's a fait accompli. He's lost, Benjamin Netanyahu has won. And it will mean that Israel's longest-serving Prime Minister, Netanyahu served for 15 out of the last 26 years, will become Prime Minister again for the 6th time. Having said that, in many respects, the hard work begins now for Benjamin Netanyahu. He needs to form a coalition, and forming a coalition in Israeli politics is no easy task. He'll need at least 3 other parties to come on board with him. They will all want their pound of flesh. They will all have their demands of him, and he'll need to keep them on side. If a single one of them bolts, then he might be in trouble. But he is now in a position of power once again. He is, whether he's liked or loathed by the Israeli public, a remarkable politician. He has been campaigning in opposition. He clearly felt wounded that he was put into opposition by the coalition party that's been governing for the last 16 months or so, a coalition that only came together with a load of disparate parties, really with one thing in common, that was the dislike of Netanyahu. But Israel has voted for the 5th time in 4 years, and finally they have been decisive. They want Benjamin Netanyahu to be the next Prime Minister. It's now we see whether or not he can form that coalition and what the makeup of it is, because the one other factor that came out of this election was the rise of the far right. And that is concerning a lot of people, both here in the West Bank and around the world as well. Will the likes of Itamar Ben-Gvir, a nationalist extremist politician, get a major job in Netanyahu's coalition? I noticed tonight that the US ambassador to Israel has already spoken to Netanyahu and congratulated him. Will Biden be so quick? We understand the White House has also got concerns about the makeup of this coalition government. But Netanyahu, once again, an extraordinary politician, surely one of the most successful politicians in global democracy, is yet again heading to become the Prime Minister of Israel.
OK, Alistair, thank you very much indeed.